He didn't stalk a type. He didn't follow patterns. And he didn't leave evidence. For more than a decade, murders appeared across the United States with no connection to each other. Different states, different victims, different methods. To law enforcement, they were accidents, disappearances, bad luck. But behind the scenes, one man was moving freely across the country, planting murder kits years in advance, studying FBI profilers like textbooks, and killing people whose names would never trend. He wasn't impulsive. He wasn't angry. He was patient. And while America searched for monsters in dark alleys, he lived as a normal man, a father, a contractor, a quiet neighbor. This is not just the story of Israel Keyes. This is the story of how the perfect serial killer almost got away forever.
Israel Keyes was born into isolation long before he learned violence. Raised off-grid in extremist religious communities, his childhood had no electricity, no schools, no doctors, only guns, survival training, and racial hatred disguised as faith. His parents believed the world was evil, government was the enemy, and violence was preparation. By age 5, he was hunting. By adolescence, he was killing animals, not for food, but for control. Neighbors noticed something was wrong. Even among extremist groups, Israel felt different. He learned early how people reacted to cruelty, so he learned to hide it. At 14, he realized something chilling. The things I thought were normal, nobody else did. That's when the mask was born. This wasn't chaos, this was training, and the world never noticed. Cliffhanger. What happens when someone raised for war decides the enemy is everyone?
The U.S. Army gave Israel Keyes exactly what he needed. Weapons training. Discipline. To his peers, he was quiet but competent. To his superiors, exemplary. But off-duty, another side emerged. Heavy drinking, violent fantasies, and confessions that were ignored as jokes. After leaving the military, Keyes didn't spiral. He stabilized. A girlfriend, a daughter, a job. This is what made him dangerous. Because serial killers don't need chaos, they need cover. Between family trips and construction jobs, he began doing something unheard of. He buried murder kits. Buckets filled with weapons, restraints, chemicals, hidden across the country. Some sat underground for years before being used. He wasn't hunting yet. He was preparing. Cliffhanger. Why would someone plan murders years before choosing victims?
Traditional profiling failed with Israel Keyes. No victim type, no signature, no geographic center. He let victims come to him. Campgrounds, parks, boat ramps. People who were briefly alone and permanently forgotten. Some bodies were dissolved, others buried, many were never found. Police ruled deaths accidental. Families were left with silence. Keyes crossed jurisdictions intentionally, paid in cash, removed phone batteries. To the system, these crimes never belonged together. And that was the point. Every serial killer eventually makes a mistake. So what was his?
In 2012, Israel Keyes broke his own rules. He killed close to home. Samantha Koenig was abducted from a coffee stand in Anchorage, a place people felt safe. Keyes tried something new, ransom. ransom. And this time cameras watched. ATM footage, license plates, digital trails. For the first time, the hunter was visible. When police arrested him, they didn't understand who they had until he started talking. Not bragging, calculating. He admitted to murders he knew could never be proven. Why would a killer confess but never fully?
Israel Keyes controlled the story until the end. He negotiated. He withheld names. He chose silence over justice. And then he ended his own life, leaving behind unanswered questions, unfound bodies, hidden kill kits, families without closure. The FBI believes his true victim count may never be known, because the most terrifying killers don't want fame, they want erasure. And Israel Keyes almost erased himself completely. Somewhere in America, there may still be a buried bucket waiting for a crime that never happened.